Everyone is worried that Chat GPT is going to take everybody's jobs. But not everybody's job is at risk. Do you think Chat GPT is going to start serving dirty thumb dogs? You never heard of a dirty thumb dog? It's when the hot dog vendor takes the hot dog in the bun, puts it on a fork, puts it in the bun, and then to get the fork out, puts its thumb on there and puts the fork out. A dirty thumb dog. And there's one other person who does not have to worry about Chat GPT taking their job. This guy right here. You know why, of course, right? Because the only way to make teaching legal education even more boring is to ask a computer to do it. Trust me, I tried. I went to Chat GPT and I asked it to tell me a joke about lawyer ethics. This is what I asked it, and this is the joke it came up with. Yeah, that's not a threat to me. That's even worse than my Catskill shtick. But there are two key threats that lawyers have to worry about when using that program, and that's what I want to talk to you about today. The first issue is an issue of confidentiality. Chat GPT has a brain because we give it information for its brain. It's trained on billions of documents. And the problem is that in order to get accurate information out of it, you've got to put detailed information into it. So when you start to ask Chat GPT about your cases, you're going to need to give as much information as you possibly can so that it can give you an accurate answer. The problem is once you give it that information, it has that information, and it can use that information to answer other people's questions. So you have a confidentiality issue. Your client information could end up popping out when somebody else asks a question in the future. Now, of course, there's a bit of a circular problem. It can only get better if we give it more detailed information, but the more detailed the information we give, the more of a chance that we're going to end up violate confidentiality. I never get used to people looking at me as they walk by me while I'm recording. It always feels strange. By the way, that's why they have so many disclaimers on that program. Did you ever see all the disclaimers you have to run through before you get to actually use ChatGPT? I took a screenshot of a bunch of them so you could see, and it's pretty clear that they know what the problem is. The other issue we have to worry about is really not just about ChatGPT, but it's about any AI-powered tool that we use in the practice. A lot of these various tools have been in use for a little while now. For contract review, for instance, you can put a bunch of information into an AI-powered tool. It can find the areas in a contract that need to be changed and tell you exactly where to go to change them. The problem we have in any similar type of program is that when it does the work for us, we need to make sure that we double check. Chat GPT and all those AI-powered tools are only as good as the information that's inside of them. Chat GPT right now, for instance, puts up some sort of disclaimer that it's not up to date past 2021 or something like that, because it hasn't been trained on the most recent information. So if you ask Chat GPT to do some research for you, it might not come back with accurate information. Whether it's the AI tool that helps you sift through contracts, whether it's Chat GPT, whatever it is, the answers it gives you needs to be double checked. I know what you're thinking. That's obvious, Teicher. Sure, it's obvious. But here's the question. Do you actually do it? When it comes to our use of technology, we suffer from the same problem that we have in our legal writing. I have a question for you. What is your goal in legal writing? I know what you're probably thinking. My goal is to win. My objective is to do the best on behalf of my client. All those are true, but that's not really your goal. I'm a cynic. That's why I know that your goal is to be finished. Right? That's your goal. You just want to be done. So when you're doing illegal writing, what you end up doing is skipping the outline because you don't have time for that. You go in to write your document, you go through your document, you figure out what it's really about halfway through, and then the end of your document is awesome. The beginning of the document, not so much. And do you go back to fix the beginning of the document? No. Why? Because you just want to be done. It's good enough. You need to move on to something else. Our reward when engaging in any activity, our goal in engaging in any activity is simply to dispense with that activity and move on to the other thousands of things we have to do. That's why I'm worried about ChatGPT and all AI-powered assisting programs. Because once you get the answer, you're far more likely to say, I got my answer, it's good enough, you're going to use it and move on. But you've got to double check. Okay, I gotta head back home. It's morning around here and all of the runners are coming out, you know, the joggers, and they make me feel bad about myself. They must feel bad too though. Did you ever notice about runners? They're never smiling. They should try running with cookies.